Chapter 20, Warning. Same day, Wednesday, January 16th, 1935. I feel bad for Jimmy and Annie. They're going to really get it. I won't, though. I'll explain what happened to my dad. He'll understand. He always does. We head to the parade grounds, but when we get to the turnoff, Natalie keeps plowing down toward the dock. Her buttons are there. How could I forget? Without any discussion, we follow her down. Teresa puts her skates on, but then just sits. Annie and I kick an old can around. Natalie picks up where she left off, matching buttons to feathers and stones. Jimmy begins building another machine. Every now and then, he finds a rock he thinks Natalie might want, and he puts it in a pile for her. Apparently, he knows the kind she likes, because Natalie seems to give these stones a special place in her elaborate grid. I spin around and smack the can backward, just for the heck of it. I turn back to see it sail 90 degrees in the wrong direction and land right in the middle of Nat's button box, tipping it into her grid game. Natalie freezes. I race over there. I'm sorry, Nat. I'm so sorry. I kneel down, throw the can away, and try to put the buttons back as fast as I can. But it's too late. Nat sits motionless. No one can be still like Natalie. She's still like not even her blood is moving inside her. Nat, we can make them like they were. It'll be fun. Come on. I picked up a smooth gray stone and try to think what Nat would match this with. But Natalie doesn't look. She curls up into a tight little ball on the cement. Buttons, stones, and feathers all around. Annie and Jimmy are kneeling with me now. Nat, I say gently, I'm sorry. We'll help you put them back. We'll make them just like before. A fly lands on her cheek. Natalie doesn't flinch. Annie shoos it away. Come on, Natalie, it's okay. Annie tries too. She makes her voice soothing and sweet. But Natalie doesn't move. Nat, we'll be careful. It won't happen again. Look, birds. 9 birds. I point to one lone gull pecking the ground. But she doesn't look. And then Teresa skates over. Natalie, Teresa commands, it's okay. I'm here now. But Natalie has gone away somewhere deep inside. Only her body is left, rolled up tight and completely still. Teresa and I put her buttons back as best as we can, arguing over where they should go. Annie shoos flies from Natalie. Jimmy keeps on building his machine, though every few minutes he adds another stone to Natalie's pile. We sit with her, Annie and Teresa, Jimmy and me, keep her company wherever she's gone. That is the way my mom finds us when she gets off the boat, her music bag over her shoulder. Moose! My mother looks at Natalie and then me. What happened? What's the matter? She runs towards us. I don't know, Mom. I tipped over her buttons. Why did you let her take them out? I don't know. She wanted them. How long has she been like this? Half an hour, maybe? My mom kneels down. She strokes Nat's face gently, and pushes the hair out of her eyes. Get them out of here. My mom spits the words out. Mom, I won't have her made a spectacle. It's really not like that. They like her, I say. Now, Moose. Annie, could you... My mouth hangs open, waiting for the rest of the sentence to come out. Annie looks at my mom and Natalie. I see in Annie's small blue eyes that she understands. Teresa, Jimmy, get a move on. We can't stay down here, Annie commands. Teresa stamps her skates so hard she bends the wheel. That stinks. Why do we have to leave? She says as Jimmy and Annie pull her up the hill. I find my dad at the electrical shop. He carries Nat home and puts her in bed. At first she has her eyes open that weird way, but then pretty soon she closes them. When my mom comes out of Nat's room, her face is as white as flour. Honey, you should lie down, my father says. My mother nods and heads for her room. I don't know how much longer she can take this, my father says. I don't know if he means Natalie or my mother. When Mr. Trixel knocks on the door, my mom and Natalie are sound asleep. The set of Mr. Trixel's jaw and his formal military nod make me wish more than anything that I'd talked to my father about what happened with the warden before he heard it from someone else. Too late. He and Mr. Trixel are out the door. When my dad comes back, he chomps his toothpicks hard and angry. Moose? He motions with his head like I should follow. We go down to the dock and around the southern tip of the island, past the 16-foot sign that says, "Warning, persons procuring or concealing escape of prisoners are subject to prosecution and imprisonment." Jagged lines of orange and pink carve up the sky. My father throws a stone in the orange-tinted water. "Please, tell me you didn't know anything about this," he says. I open my mouth to explain how it wasn't me. Then his words register in my brain. I close my mouth. He closes his eyes and shakes his head. "I didn't sell the laundry," I say. "I didn't get any money." "But you knew about it." "Yeah, but I'm not a... You don't want me to be a snitch, do you?" "I don't want you to be a snitch? This isn't some schoolyard game. I almost lost my job here, Moose. Do you know what that means to us?" I look out at the darkening sky. "If you lost your job, we could go home." "Is that what you think? That we can waltz back home?" He snorts. "We could live in our old house and you could work at Sam Jensen Electric like you have my whole life." "Sam's got a new guy working for him, and some other family lives at 2828B Montana Avenue. That isn't our life anymore. It isn't our home. We live here, and if I lose my job, who knows where we'll live? Check out the lines of men looking for work someday, Moose." "Dad, I will not hear what my own son is doing from Darby Trixel. Do you understand me? You know what I said to him? I said, 'Oh no, Moose would never be involved with something like that. He would tell me.'" "Well, I was going to, but then it was such a bad day today with Natalie." "I don't mean after the fact, Moose." He stares at me. I stare at the ground. I've never seen my father like this. "I want your bat, your ball, and both your gloves. I'm going to keep them for a while. I haven't decided how long, and if anything like this happens again, that will be it for you in baseball." "Dad, come on." The words crawl out of my throat. "I won't have this." "You're treating me like I did everything wrong. It's not fair." "If you didn't know anything about this, it wouldn't be fair. But you knew all about it, and you didn't do anything to stop it. At home, this never would have happened. At home, I wasn't responsible for everyone else in the world." "That's not what I'm saying, and you know it." "So I knew what Piper was doing, okay? But that doesn't mean I did anything." "Life isn't so cut and dried as you like to make it, Moose. You have to use your head." "I used my head." "I have to be able to depend on you. Can I count on you or not?" my dad asks. I can't even nod. Can't move my head. "Moose?" "Yeah," I say. "All right then."